I would never say nothing. Not where I'm from. You don't snitch for no reason. You don't snitch. You don't nothing. No, you don't say anything. That's just not. It's against the code.
Candace Owens and I don't always agree on everything. I appreciate her stance and I appreciate the perspective that she's coming from. But on this one, I think I might have to agree with Candace. Welcome back to the Biblical Conservative channel. We'll come against the anti-God, anti-human, anti-biblical, anti-American spirit that's looking to prevail in this land. Most of us in the black community are familiar with the phrase, snitches get stitches. Now, recently on Candace Owens' podcast, she was talking about the trial with Thee Stallion and this rapper dude named something, Trey Songz or whatever his name is. But the case is about Thee Stallion being shot in the foot.
Oh, you want to hit people with garbage cans. Now I got to cut you.
Put that razor away. You put that razor away. I'm not playing no more. Put the razor away.
You must be crazy to pull your gun on me.
I'm not playing with you. I will blow your pinky toe off your foot. Now put the razor away.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
I'm not playing with you. I will blow that little black, gnarled, crusty, dead mug off your foot. Now put the razor away.
Well, go ahead. Shoot, here it is. There it is. Shoot, quick, go ahead. Take your best shot.
Now, full disclosure, I abhor the music that Thee Stallion is putting out. I think it's degrading. I think it's demonic. It does nothing but denigrate women and young girls. And any parent that lets their child listen to this should be brought up on charges for abuse. All it does is objectify women in the eyes of men, and it lowers women to only their body. They were created. Women were formed by God. They have a special place and a special purpose. So any music that would objectify them and sexualize them to the point that they're only good for what they can do for a man sexually is wrong, it's debased, and it's degrading. With that being said, there is this idea of snitches being the equivalent of traitors in the black community. We've all heard the phrase, snitches get stitches.
And the bigotry of low expectations when it comes to black culture. An example of that bigotry I experienced when I was young, I had a crush on this black guy in my class named Jamal, and Jamal and I shared an economics class in high school, and we would talk for hours on the phone at home. We also had a biology class together. We'd get through our homework together. And then one day in economics class, I don't remember why my professor brought this up, or teacher rather, it was high school, Mr. White asked a question about snitches, right? And whether or not people should come forth if they knew something to be true. And Jamal used to live on the east side. He said, I would never snitch. And Mr. White looked at Jamal and he said, what do you mean you would never snitch? Mr. White said, okay, what about, I have a daughter. If you witnessed that in a drive-by shooting, my young daughter got shot and died, Jamal, tell me that you would tell the police that the person that you saw did it. If you saw the person who shot him. Jamal got up, was trying to act real hood. Man, I would never say nothing. Not where I'm from. You don't snitch for no reason. You don't snitch. You don't nothing. No, you don't say anything. That's just not. It's against the code.
I mean, that's prevalent. That's why you have so many unsolved murders in the black community. Why do you think the murders of Pac and Biggie haven't been solved over the last 25 some odd years, almost 30 years of investigation? People know what happened, but people don't want to talk. And that's the problem that we have sometimes in the black community. We will cut off our foot to spite our face. We will not progress because of some kind of code. Man, I don't want to snitch on this brother. I don't want to say anything. I know what happened, but I'm not going to say anything. Snitches get stitches. But yet we have these unsolved murders. We have this spirit of murder that permeates our society. But yet people that commit these atrocities are glorified. They're elevated in our community. Because truth doesn't want to prevail. Truth doesn't want to take a root in a community. Where this whole snitches get stitches idea comes from, it comes from, I believe, this idea of slavery. Because back in the slavery days, what happened was you would have the person that was in the house. People would get together and say, hey man, we're about to plan our escape. We're about to do this, about to do that. Don't snitch. Well, obviously, if Mr. was in connection with the boss man and Master would have a plant there in the slave quarters, and whenever there was some uprising or some kind of thing that was being talked about, being discussed, this person would go back and snitch to the boss man, and that would snuff out the uprising, snuff out the rebellion right then and there. That's where I believe it comes from. I could be wrong, but because of that, that whole idea has been filtered down the generation to the black community, where if you see something happens, if you listen to Candace's example of when she was in school, when she talked about how this person, Jamal, would not snitch if the teacher's daughter was shot and killed. That is so true. That is so true. And that is why we have these people, these murderers in our community who are shooting children, shooting young boys, killing each other, but yet they are elevated. They are what we call hood celebrities. They're hood celebrities. The more bodies they drop, the higher they become in the hood. Yeah, they're hood celebrities. They walk around here, they drive in nice cars, they wear all the jewelry, they flash everything, they got all the women. They're hood celebrities. Want to know why? Because nobody has the intestinal fortitude to say, nah, man, that's wrong. You killed this young man for no reason. You shot this young man in cold blood. I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to go talk to the police. But part of it also is that the police doesn't have the respect in the community for a number of reasons. Because a lot of times the police are in on it. The police are paid off by these drug dealers. So what does it benefit somebody to go and snitch, to go and say something to the police when they may get killed because the police is working with the drug dealers? See, it's very complex. I understand what Candace is saying, but it's very complex. You can't always run to the police because police may not always be in your favor. And that's sad, but that takes place a lot in the black community. So as a culture, do we need to address this? Do we need to talk about it? Sure we do. But it's not just on the culture. It's also on the corrupt police. It's on the corrupt DAs. It's on the corrupt system that will not punish people. You have to understand something. It will not punish them because they're in cahoots. They're in collaboration. They're in agreement. They've been paid off as well. This whole system is corrupt. This whole system is corrupt, and it does not benefit truth tellers. And so what does that produce? Victims, like Megan Thee Stallion. But we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. We need to be able to stand up and speak the truth. But until this system has been reformed from the inside out, until we get people with integrity in these positions of power, nothing will change. Because you want to know why? It benefits them for black people to kill themselves. It benefits them for black men to shoot each other and kill themselves. They profit off of it. That's why they don't want to do anything about it.